Weather from where you live.
Well, on this date in 1897, a brief tornado on the edge of a downburst picked up a young boy in downtown Lafayette, threw him 20 feet into a gutter. We had some buildings damaged, chimneys collapsed, and we had some pretty heavy damage southwest of Lafayette from an apparent downburst. Winds could have been up around 100 miles an hour with large hail, and crops were completely obliterated. Now today, just 3 reports of severe weather, 1-inch hail, southwest Carroll County on the White Cass County line, and an estimated wind gust of 60 miles an hour at Tipton. But tonight we're still running in the 70s, including 75 Winamac, 75 Covington, 72 at Lafayette. It is still juicy, and we still have scattered showers and storms out there. Now these have been weakening a little bit, but they're still putting out some decent heavy rain. South of Roselawn, Rensselaer, all working eastward. A pretty good storm north of Winamac. Storm south of Monticello, working into northern Carroll County. We had a storm in Lafayette earlier. That's weakened. Now it's just light rain at Rossville. But notice the storms in Illinois. This line of storms will likely pass very late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Can't totally rule out an isolated severe wind gust or a very isolated large hail from those. It's the same song and dance. Notice the storms kind of working up and around the Ring of Fire. See these storms in the southeast kind of working south and then back to the southwest, and these storms out of Iowa kind of working east and then southeastward. And this pattern is going to hold until Sunday night, then it will break. Otherwise, it's going to be hot and humid with that pattern continuing, and some decent rain in parts of the viewing area. So some scattered storms for a while through most of the overnight, but notice the line of storms in Illinois marching eastward. That's 2:14 in the morning, and there it is around 4:30 in the morning, passing through the area. Again, can't rule out an isolated severe gust or two or one little hailer in that. And then it's in our eastern counties by about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, gets out of here, and then we get the sun out. The clouds bubble up again. It'll be hot and humid, and notice the scattered storms bubbling up in the heating of the day tomorrow. Can't rule out isolated severe gust or maybe an isolated severe hailer, and then they tend to fade away tomorrow night. There may be some low clouds and some fog around early Saturday morning with nothing more than an isolated shower or two, but then once again we get the heating. This is 1:30 Saturday afternoon. The clouds bubble up, and by evening, around Taste of Tippecanoe time, notice how we start to get a few storms to pop. And we may see a cluster of storms form here in eastern Illinois. There's some question about that, but regardless, the potential of getting some storms in the evening will be there. Then they fade away, and we're looking a little bit better for the night. But tomorrow, still a pretty hot day. Notice high temperature up around 90. The heat index peaking right around 99 degrees after starting out at 70. And still pretty steamy tomorrow night as well, 75 at 11 o'clock. Scattered storms on Sunday, too. Monday and Tuesday, at least right now, look dry. Highs around 84, lows near 61. Some storms Wednesday along a cold front with 87. And then it's 78. We may fit together 3 days in the upper 70s to around 80 with lows in the 50s to end next week.
Well, that will feel really good after this next week ahead.